Hey everyone, a very good evening. How are we doing this evening? Welcome to another live studio session. This is Utsav Kamboj, and I'm very excited about today's topic. Today we're talking about something that is quite a buzz everywhere. Everybody wants to know how we do it. Everybody wants to know how other people in the industry are doing it. So I think it's a great idea to just talk about it myself. So today we're talking about a topic which is how to get clients through Instagram. That's what we're talking about. Let me just quickly share my screen. That's what we're talking about. How do you get clients through Instagram? So, um, you know, business as a business of model, design business model, we have been approaching the business through more of referrals, through more of offline networking, building a circle, and all of those things. But in the past 5 years, the whole way of getting consistent leads has completely changed because of social media and especially because of Instagram. So when it comes to actually getting clients on Instagram, here's the first thing that I want to talk about, which is what are the different types of clients that you get from this platform, okay? So what happens is, let's say you are a firm, right? And you are talking about your projects on your page. Typically, a firm that would come to you typically the kind of client that would come to you can be divided into two different parts, right? One would be somebody who has probably got possession of their property. It could be rental property, it could be commercial space, it could be residential space or whatever. But the point here is that they have got possession of the property and now they are actively doing their research to find a suitable designer as soon as possible to get this thing started. Or maybe they're just about to get the possession and stuff and they want to plan ahead. Versus the second type of clientele you'll find is basically people who have just started doing their research. They're still looking for properties. They're still looking to find something that really speaks to them. Or maybe their possession is still a year or 2 years later and they are just, exploring the options. So it's more of a slow research. They're just exploring and window shopping what's out there and how can they go about it. Right? These are the two different kinds of clients you get on Instagram. And if somebody spoke to you, they sent you a message and then they ghosted you, it's probably because they're just window shopping right now and it's going to take them some time to actually come to a decision and get back to you again. If somebody is actively interested, actively talking to you, then perhaps it is, they're ready to put in the investment, they're ready to do the work. Now, अब Instagram basically करता क्या है? Let's talk about that and why is it an important tool for design businesses and design practices. Basically, as a platform, there are a lot of platforms, right? There's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's Threads, there's Twitter, and all of those things. It's just the user interface and the way that they have got the audience. It is such that Instagram actually helps a lot with number one, brand visibility. Creating that high value positioning, the brand positioning is comparatively easier on Instagram. It also helps you with a faster outreach as compared to other platforms such as LinkedIn, such as YouTube. Growing on Instagram is comparatively simpler, easier, and faster. And number three, social proof. Anybody, matlab, I think a couple of years back, if you were to talk about, somebody's portfolio, people would ask for your website. Nowadays, they would ask for your website and they would also ask for your Instagram. The first thing that they would want to check out is your Instagram. How active you are, how legit you are you a bogus person, are you a fraud? They would want to check out all of those things before making a decision to invest in you, right? So, when it comes to reaching out to you, ki they want to come and they want to talk to you and they want to consult with you, how do clients decide whether they want to contact you or not, whether they want to work with you or not? How do they do that? So typical behavior of a potential client is that they found your video or your post in the recommendation section. okay, on their feed because they were scrolling. Or maybe somebody shared your piece of content to them on social media or WhatsApp or whatever. So what happens is that piece of content was shared, they liked what they saw, and then they decided to go and visit their profile. Now, when they go and visit the profile, the first most important thing is the first three slates. वो जो एक 3x3 का grid आता है, the 3x3 grid, that is the most important thing when it comes to Instagram. They look at that 3x3 grid, and then if they like something, they'll click on it. If they don't like something, they'll just go back and that's it. You've lost the lead there. So one important thing you have to remember is you have the option to pin 3 posts right there on the feed. Put your 3 best projects on that pin section. Your top projects, or maybe you got featured, or maybe it's something really valuable you've shared that has got a lot of traffic. Put that across and pin it. That's super, super, super important for you, because if they don't like something within the first grid, they might not go further. If they do like something within the first three, that 3x3 ka grid, then they will perhaps go further, scroll on it and see what other things you're doing. They'll do their research and then they will, decide whether to reach out to you or not. Now, what they want to do is they want to check out your work, they want to check out your design style, they want to see how do you do your work, how do you manage things, are you legit, are these real projects, or are these just simple 3D renders, where you're based out of, and what do other people say about your work. So, ideally, putting client testimonials, site videos, behind the scenes, client videos, all of these things become super important to gain trust of somebody who you've never even met. You don't know who is checking you out at what time of the day, right? So this is what constitutes of them doing their research on you when they have landed on your profile. अब ये सब research करने के बाद दो दो चीजें हो सकती हैं. Number one, they decide to, send you a DM, or they decide to give you a call if your number is there, or send you a message on WhatsApp. Or what they'll do is they'll probably either save a couple of things from your page, a post or a video or something, or they'll probably just give you a follow just to take their time and understand who you are and do their bit of thorough research. These are the 2 ways clients interact with your feed. That's what you have to understand when you are putting yourself out there, when you're putting your content out there, right? So now, the next most important thing, I know you have this question. How often should you post and what should you post? Technically, it should always be a balance between reels and carousels. Don't do too much of reels, don't do too much of carousels. Keep a balance between that. So if, let's say, you're just starting out, okay, you're just starting out and you're just talking, started putting yourself out there, putting your projects out there, maybe you could start with 1 reel and 2 carousels, maybe something like that. 1 video, 2 carousels, because reels are slightly more difficult to make. There's editing involved, although Instagram app has made it comparatively much easier for you to edit things up. But even then, carousels are still simpler. You just have to put them on Canva, use ChatGPT to create a good caption, and that's it. You're ready for that. But just in case, 3 times a week is something which is ideally it's good enough to put you out there. It's good enough to feed the algorithm, as well as it is good enough to make sure that your page, your Instagram page, has all the value a potential client needs to be able to reach out to you. That's super, 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 super important. Okay. So 3 times a week is enough. If you can't post three, maybe two. If you can't post two, maybe one per week. But try to be, number one, try to be okay with what you're posting. There's no such thing as perfection. It's not a design. You have to stop at good enough. Okay. You have to stop at good enough. When you feel, this technically delivers the message that I'm trying to say, post it. Don't try to make it perfect. People who are watching those videos, they don't know where you messed up. You guys watch my videos all the time. You have no idea how many iterations and how many drafts we have to undergo to just post that one video or one carousel, that you sometimes just scroll away and not even interact with that. So it's okay. It's okay. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Don't dwell over it. All right. Now, the important thing to understand is what type of content do you create. Now, one thing I would want to talk about here is that do not get into that phase of content creation. Don't try to become a content creator. As a designer, as somebody who's trying to get projects, who's trying to get business out of Instagram, the whole idea is to deliver your message, is to do marketing. So the type of content that you create is, number one, a kind of content that provides them some sort of value, but also builds your credibility. A kind of content that is shareable, the kind of content that gives insights into your way of working. How do you design? How do you execute? How do you manage finances? How do you manage materials? How do you manage shorter timelines on site? And how your client onboarding processes look like, how your client management processes look like. Basically, a sneak peek into your world for them to understand, ki, okay, this is how this person is. And they also get to see you, they get to hear your voice. So, what happens is they start to feel that personal connection with you because they're already very comfortable looking at you and hearing you. Just like you guys are looking at me right now, I'm sure you already, whenever you would actually speak to me one on one, or if we have spoken one on one, you would suddenly feel like, "Ki, okay, yeah, I know her." Because you're so used to hearing my voice, you're so used to seeing this all the time, it will make you feel comparatively comfortable. Okay. And the fifth most important thing to do is relatability. Always build relatability. For example, we look at things like this design, that design. We look at the broader aspects of things. Our clients care about the smaller things. If somebody is a new parent, they would want to focus on creating a space which, helps them make sure that the space is clutter free. They don't have to maintain it too much, but it's also safe for their baby. It's baby proofed well. There's no scope for accidents. There's no scope for any kind of health issues or whatever, right? So those are the things that you pick on. Those are the things that you talk about when you are talking about any of your project, especially if that has been done for a little child, right? It's always the smaller things that build personal connection. Okay. So that's that. अब ये हुआ what kind of content you should create, right? अब हम आते हैं content ideas के ऊपर. So which is basically the most difficult thing for most of people, but I just give a general recommendation. Just pick one project. Let's say it's a 3 BHK project, right? Divide it into different spaces. Master bedroom alag, kids bedroom alag, guest bedroom alag, kitchen alag, living area alag. Just divide it into different spaces and create separate content out of it. Bus. Simple. You will be easily be able to make like 6 or 7 content pieces minimum just from one project. Minimum. मैं 12-15 में निकाल दूंगी एक से कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. Okay, so basically what you do is you talk about, of course, you share the final project images. You can share how it was built. So basically a final image, and then in the background you can share when it was getting painted, or you were testing out the paint swatches, and then when the carpentry phase was going on, the flooring was going on, false ceiling was going on. Basically, you show it in descending order just to show them ki this is what we got and this is what we made out of it, right? You can show behind the scenes, you can show before, after, you can show a day in your life, you can give sneak peek inside how you're managing sites. You should talk about design ideation, even if it's as something as simple as kitchen. Talk about how this entire space was designed, what material was used, why that material was used, why do you recommend using certain materials on shutters and on backsplash and stuff, and why not the other ones. This kind of content provides value, they learn something new, and they, as a result, they trust you, they trust your advice. Okay. And again, if you are, let's say, going to any particular event or exhibition, you can talk about your point of view on any new trend or any new product that you saw. You know what, this product is coming up in the market, and I think it's going to hit the market in the next 2 months. And here's how we would use it, or here's how it's a bad idea to use this product in this space because it's just not relevant. For example, I talked about seamless wash basins, drainless wash basins, sorry, right? So that got us quite a lot of leads because I was, I spoke, instead of talking pro about it, I talked about the cons of it, right? And everybody was looking at कि नहीं हमें ये वाला wash basin कराना and stuff. And when the moment I started talking about it, then the kind of leads that we got, they appreciated us for it, and then they, the conversations were very different. There was a lot less doubting and a lot more trust. Okay, so every single time, the kind of authority you build, the kind of trust you build, you have to just understand one simple thing. Instagram is just a handshake with somebody you don't even know exists in the world. Okay. Let's say if you were meeting somebody face to face, you would shake their hand, you would do the introductions. Your Instagram page is your introduction. All right. You probably have a minute or a couple of minutes to make it right. So use it well. Okay. Now, the last thing, and I think this is something that a lot of people are interested in, is paid ads. Paid ads is something that you can absolutely do. Even architects, we are allowed to do paid ads, no such reservations against that. Okay. Now, what you have to understand is there are two kinds of paid promotions. Number one is what the one that you do directly on Instagram. Okay. Which below every post, there's this button that comes up that says boost post. That is good enough if you just want to push your content out there, you want to get a few followers, great. इससे ज़्यादा वो किसी काम का नहीं है, and it is technically, in my opinion, a waste of money. All right. Generally, I would recommend you boost a post only if the content is already organically doing much better than others. Then you would want to push it more out there and get a lot of traffic from that. But the second option is meta ads. Now, meta ads is something that you do via Facebook Ads Manager, which, it's now called Meta. So that is something that you can use for a variety of purposes. There are a lot of campaigns that you can do, and if you want people to directly reach out to you on your WhatsApp and directly reach out to you on your website, or directly give you a call or give their details so that you can have somebody from your team give them cold calls and stuff. Meta ads is actually a great way to do about it. It's more cost effective. You have a lot of data to try on. You can try performance marketing on it. You can do A/B split testing on it. And it actually gives you a lot better and a lot tangible results as compared to boost posts. That's that. Okay. In fact, as far as I know, boost post now doesn't allow you to direct your ads on your WhatsApp number. I think ऐसा कुछ है, I'm not sure. Or one of my students was just telling me the other day. So that's that. Now, one thing that you have to understand here is use Instagram as a marketing tool. Do not use it as a tool where you're like, "Ki, Arey, nahi, I have to show my creative side and stuff." You have to show your creative side and stuff, but then you have to also remember that this is more about marketing. This is more about your promotions, your firm's promotions. So it should not be about कि नहीं मेरा एकदम पिक्चर परफेक्ट पोस्ट होना चाहिए, एकदम बहुत ही धांसू रील होनी चाहिए, नहीं, उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. If it doesn't work well now, you can always redo that video and repost it again. पुरानी वाली वीडियो को आर्काइव करके दोबारा पोस्ट कर देना, कोई बात नहीं. Just make sure that you're putting it out there and your marketing is right. Instagram is a marketing tool. Always make sure that you're creating a fine line between a service provider and a content creator. Okay, the more specific your messaging is, the better chances you have of getting 10 leads, 20 leads a day minimum, because that's what I get. All right. So that's that. That's for today's studio sessions. Before we close the session, I wanted to quickly announce that I am hosting a free masterclass for design business owners. It's on Sunday, 3 p.m. This Sunday, 3 p.m. on 22nd June. And I'm talking about a lot of things that have to do with starting and scaling your design business and putting it on autopilot within 90 days. It's going to be a super fun session, absolutely free. All you have to do is just go to the link in my bio and just register for it. And that's that. बस इसके अलावा और कुछ है ही नहीं. So I think that's it. That's it for today's session. If anybody have any questions, I would love to answer them. And for the next week, we are talking about negotiations or design changes. I think it's going to be a very fun topic because I've been asked this a lot, how to convince your clients about your designs and stuff. So I think it's going to be a very, very, very fun session. Cool, 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 cool. No questions yet. All right, all right, all right. Cool. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. It was super fun to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this Sunday for the webinar. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.